Hi there, Jeff here from the Wetsuit Centre, talking to you today about the Animal Amp GBS series. GBS series basically means the Glued and Blind Stitch series, which refers to the seams on the wetsuit, which I'll take you through in a second. Animal are fairly new on the wetsuit scene. They've come in basically to challenge the big boys, and the way they're doing that is giving you a lot for your money. So these suits retail at £99, which is a fantastic value for money for a Glued and Blind Stitch wetsuit, considering the amount of flex and the quality of neoprene that you've got in this wetsuit. To talk you through the features then, first and foremost the seams, which is what the suit's all about, what GBS stands for. GBS basically means Glued and Blind Stitched, and what that actually means technically is the two pieces of neoprene are butted up together, and then what happens is basically they're glued, they're stitched half the way through the neoprene, so the punch holes don't go the whole way through, and on the other side they're then glued, so you can see that glued there. What this does is creates a seal on the seams, so where normal flat lock stitching or bunched stitching fails to repel any water or keep any water out of the wetsuit, this basically stops that happening, seals the suit and keeps you warm for longer, and also gives more flex in the seams as well, because there's less stitching there, less thread. The suits themselves are constructed of two types of neoprene. In the lower part of the body you've got the standard sort of neoprene. Having said that, that's still very good quality, still a lot of flex, especially compared to some of the cheap wetsuits you might get in petrol stations or supermarkets. It's proper neoprene, nice and flexible and comfortable on the skin. But once you actually move into the top half of the suit, so from the sort of this panel upwards over the shoulders, you then get what you call the Aflex Neoprene. And the Aflex Neoprene is Animal's most stretchy neoprene basically, and you can see that's indicated by the actual sort of movement in the arm here. So if I show that to you, loads of flexibility where you need it, which is in the shoulders, around the arms where you're paddling or kiting, whatever you're doing, basically you need that flexibility in the upper body, and you get that with this suit. You also, it's a 3-2, it's just on a suit, which is worth mentioning. The 3-2 actually refers to the thickness of the suit. 3mm of neoprene on the lower body, so sort of from the waist downwards, around the core area where you need a bit more thickness, and 2mm of neoprene around the shoulders and upper body where you need more flexibility. So sort of all very strategically done, and that includes the actual shape of the seams as well, which you'll notice on the arms. The seams are always bent or curved basically to fit your body, so they're not going to, when you pull the suit, they're not going to sort of restrict the movement in any way. They actually stretch with the suit itself, which gives you loads of flexibility and movement within the suit. Smooth skin collar around the collar you have on both styles of suits, which is basically nice and soft to stop you getting rashes around your neck. You might be wondering why I've got two suits here. Basically this suit comes in two versions, which is ever your preference. You've got the chest zip system and the back zip system, and it's quite straightforward. Obviously one's got a zip in the back. Back zip runs down the back here. It's got a nice panel of neoprene over the top just to make sure that there's not too much seepage through the zip itself, and it's nice and easy to get into this suit. So collar opens up, adjustable collar, so you can sort of get it just right around your neck, which is a nice feature. And then underneath you've got another panel of neoprene which just stops any water getting through onto your back. Okay. Benefits of a back zip is really sort of ease of use. Nice and easy to get in and out of. Some people prefer them because you can adjust the neck and get it to however tight you want it to be. But the principal selling benefit of a back zip is that it's easy to get in and out of. The chest zip, a little bit more complicated. Benefits of the chest zip is basically you don't have a zip on the back, which obviously means that you don't have as much restriction on the back panel of the suit, so you can have more freedom and give in the suit, which is going to give you sort of more movement in the water. On the front, obviously you've got the zip across here. The benefits, again, just having a chest zip is that you have a complete seal around the neck. So rather than having a broken seal on the back, where water might be able to get around the back of your neck, as long as it's a good fit, it's going to be better at keeping out the water. Downsides are that it's a bit harder to get in and out of, but the way that it actually works, you've got a popper here to stop the zip riding up. Angled zip basically, so if any water does come through your collar, it's angled downwards so that it carries the water out of the suit. Move that out of the way slightly. Goes up and over your head, and underneath you've got two pieces of neoprene which come up nice and high on the collar, create a seal around your neck, and then the chest zip comes over the top, zips across the front and just reinforces that, so it's very, very difficult for any water to get into. And a nice touch about this particular suit as well is that the chest zip is sealed on one side as well, so there's very, very small chance of any water getting into the suit. You've got a toggle here just to fasten it as well if you want to get sort of adjust how tight it is around your neck there. The only other thing to really mention about these suits is the standard Aflex knee pads, which is the type of material they use to make sure that suits don't wear through on the knees and on the critical areas. You've also got smooth skin on the front and on the back with both suits, and basically that's specially treated neoprene to stop wind penetrating the suit. And again, you can see that sort of glue across there just to seal the suit in the most critical areas. Minimal panels on the suits, you haven't got loads and loads of seams, which you do with cheaper suits. But again, on the inside you can sort of just see the nice finishing touches on the suit, things like the critical taping on key points around the suit, which just gives it a more durability and a longer shelf life. If I turn the suit inside out, you can see that, just dots of taping, just to sort of really make sure that it doesn't pull apart the seams on the stress points. So basically, that's everything going on the GBS series of the Animal Amp. That's the difference between the cheaper Animal Amp. The cheaper Animal Amp is a flat rock stitch suit, which is perfectly good, but if you're looking for something which is going to have a little bit more about it around the seam, which is going to seal it off and make it a bit warmer, then it's worth thinking about the GBS series, and you've got that either in the back zip or in the chest zip for 2011.